Hey everyone, welcome back to Grown Reviews, and today we are going to be unboxing this package from DRPD. Now, if you're not familiar with DRPD, it's a California bike shop, I believe, but they've also got an online store where they carry a whole bunch of awesome premium tools from companies like Knipex, PB Swiss, NetPros from Japan, KTC is also from Japan, as well as some others. So check them out. They've got, like I said, a great selection of tools on there. They always ship really well. This is, I think, my second order from them, and I've been really impressed with them. So today we're going to be looking at this package, the tools inside here, and how it's going to hopefully kind of streamline and make my everyday pack here from Vito, make this even better so I'm more efficient on the job. Let's jump into it right now. All right, let's open this bad boy up. Again, this is from DRPD, so I'm going to leave a link in the description for you guys if you would like to check this out yourself. Yeah, you don't need to see. Oh, this is a new brand to DRPD, Kiba, and I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's a Japanese company. I do have a couple of items from them that I'm super excited about. Actually, it looks like they're right up here on the top. So let's just move this off to the side here. So Kiba is a Japanese plier company. They've been around for quite a while. Absolutely great looking pliers. I have no experience with them yet, but the little bit of information I could find makes me think that these things are going to be absolutely fantastic. So, interesting company. I'm excited to get a chance to work with them, work with these tools. Specifically, I'm not working with Kiba, although that'd be pretty sweet if I was. So, this is a set of plastic cutters, so you can kind of see the angled head there. We'll get into those in a second. This is a set of their needle nose, and it's got their kind of like a nice multi-component grip here. Very, very nice pliers, and they've got some unique features that I'm going to show you guys. Oh, I think this is the last one from Kiba, and this is the Lyman's plier. Check those out. Awesome looking tools. I cannot wait to get those out. And let's see what else we got here. Okay, so here's some stuff from PB Swiss, everyone knows and loves. So this is the PB Swiss 1/4-inch driver, and this would be, I guess, kind of like a T-handle or a almost like a flag grip style plier, or driver. Absolutely cool looking, and that fits in the hand really nice. Now this is that same material that they're using on their like Swiss grip. These are made in Switzerland. It says Swiss made right there. Pretty awesome. Just an absolute beautiful looking tool. I'll show you guys all of this stuff more as we unpackage this and get the box out of the way. This has got a bunch of bits, I'm assuming. That's what it feels like, and that's what I ordered. Let's get down in here a little bit further. So let's see, this is the packing list. I don't need that. Awesome though, we got our PB Swiss tools. Little sticker here, we'll throw that with the Kiba off to the side, and a nice one from DRPD. I love the that maroon, I guess is what you would call it. Almost a purple. Very nice. All right, some more PB Swiss. Now this is a beautiful little set, and I can't wait to try these out. This is their micro screwdrivers, I guess, precision screwdrivers, whichever you'd like to call it. Decent little set. It's just Phillips and slotted. 2 different sizes of Phillips, 2 different sizes of slotted. Let's see. Nothing at the bottom. I'll get this out of the way. And last but definitely not least, oh, I've got 2 wrapped up in here. Okay, So this is the PB Swiss, and this is their VDE line of screwdrivers. Now, I really wanted to give these a shot. So what's interesting about these is they've got kind of that classic handle design here. So if you're looking at one of their other screwdrivers, this is the Swiss grip style screwdriver. It's got a little bit more, I mean, pretty similar, but it's got kind of more of a swell right in the middle. It's very round, fits the hand really well, and then the material itself is unique. It's a forgot the term that they use for it, but they're calling it a Swiss grip. It's got a great texture, great feel. Now this is that Swiss grip material, but it's molded after their classic style handles, which are typically made out of like acetate. And so this is kind of a unique blending of both, but it's for their VDE screwdrivers. Now these are great looking. They are slimline, so your insulation isn't any larger than the shank of what would be the screwdriver. So it's nice inline there, so you're not going to mess up your insulation, and you can get into much smaller areas. And that just snaps in like that. You just heard that click, I hope. Great positive. Locks in there very nice. Absolutely awesome looking tool. So insulated, that's a number 2 Phillips. And then I've got a, they call it a number 4. This is a slotted, and this would be close to a, well, no, it's not close to, it is a 5.5 by 1. So if you're more familiar with that size reference to slotted, that's what it is. And PB Swiss considers it a number 4. Again, beautiful lockup, slim insulation, absolute great looking tool. So I'll show you guys more of that here in a second. And then the last thing, I was wrong, the last thing is this beaut right here. This is the PB Swiss, I believe they call it the Twister. It is a ratcheting screwdriver, and it's in that beautiful Swiss grip style. Beautiful texture, and I can't wait to play with this thing. This is kind of, in my opinion, probably the top of the line ratcheting screwdriver, especially in terms of just sheer smoothness. So, absolutely beautiful. So actually, let's just get started with that. We've got it in our hands. Let's talk about it. So, again, you got this beautiful PB Swiss grip style. I really enjoy these handles. I love the texture. I love the shape. And what's interesting, I don't know, I'm assuming PB Swiss does it across all their screwdrivers, especially in that Swiss grip line. You can see, hopefully it will show up on camera, kind of the 2 different sizes. So depending on the size of the actual screwdriver tip, they're actually changing the size of the grip itself. And so this one is actually slightly smaller than the number 2 Phillips I have here, and this is their kind of rainbow color scheme that they've got going. You can get them in a variety of colors, which is cool. This one here is much larger than both of them, but it actually fits the hand really well. Really well. So I like that so far. It's a great size. It's just big enough that I feel like I can get plenty of torque if I need to. So that's absolutely great. And then this portion here, this is where you're going to lock and change direction for the actual ratcheting mechanism. It's got 2 nice little indentations here. Twist one way, twist another. You can hear that nice positive lock. So let's hear this together. That is very smooth. Definitely the smoothest ratchet I have felt in a screwdriver thus far. Seriously, that is buttery smooth. I mean, that feels like a quality ratchet style, like you would find on like your, typical ratchet for 1/4 inch or 3/8 or whatever. That is very nice. Now, I can tell already it does have more back drag, which would be the motion of this having to clear back and the force it requires to do so. But yeah, it's got some back drag to it. So if you're concerned about that when you first start a screw, you know how sometimes if you've ever had the experience, or maybe you're doing it with a socket and a wrench, a ratchet, you know, you're trying to get it started, and if you have too much back drag, when you try and pull back to tighten it again, a lot of times the nut or whatever will just kind of move with you, and so you can't get it properly started. Now, for a ratcheting screwdriver, it's hard to eliminate that. There are some brands that do a great job. My thought is whenever I start a screw, I'm probably just going to leave it in the lock position. I can get a few good turns on it and then quickly move into one of the ratcheting modes. So that's my thought process with this. We're going to see how it actually plays out, but man, so far I really like this. Beautiful shank here. I love that it's all uniform. It's going to fit those 1/4 inch bits right here, and it is magnetized. There's no lock on that, so just be aware of that. And I'm noticing, I don't know if we'll catch it on camera here, but you actually have, let's see, let's get a little closer and see if this will show up here. You can actually see the lockout right here, and then they've got arrows indicating the direction. So if I go here, it's actually ratcheting the direction of the arrow back the other way. So pretty cool. They include a couple of indicators there. It's actually on both sides, and they have a small little indentation here so that you can see where your lineup is. Very, very nice, high quality tool. Let's pull out some of the bits because I bought these. Oh boy. Nice little envelope. Nice of DRPD to do this. I'm going to show off some of these bits though, and I think these are all from PB Swiss. Look at that. It's a beautiful array of bits and colors. So I've got kind of a variety of different things here, and you can kind of see all the different colors on these. These are just, they're absolutely impeccable. Just awesome looking. So let's throw one in. Let's see here. Here's a trusty Phillips number 2. And that's what that's going to look like. Great magnet strength. Yeah, very nice magnet strength. That's got some good force to it. So it's just, I would say it's almost to the point where the magnet is strong enough that obviously I don't need a tool to remove it, but I don't see that grab in a fastener and then staying behind. It's possible. Of course it's possible because it is just a magnet, but boy, that's about as strong of a magnet. I can't imagine one being any stronger in something that size. So that's great. What I've got here, aside from these are all just your typical 1/4 inch bits here. I've got a kind of a menagerie. I've got some Torx, I got some Phillips, some Pauseys, some slotted, all good stuff there. This is stuff I kind of figure I'm going to run into on a daily basis at work. With the Torx, because I'm not going to throw these in an impact driver, these are not impact rated. So I actually went with the security, or like the hole style, where it's got a little bored out section in the Torx head. I do run into that periodically. It's not all the time, but it's enough that I figured these can kind of serve dual purpose. They work just fine in a regular Torx head, especially if you're not going to be running an impact behind this. I don't think that's ever going to break if you're just hand tightening things. So, you know, these Torx kind of serve dual purpose. I've got a T30, that was a T40 because I know one specific instance where I may use that. There's a 20 and then I think a 25. Those all have that security style. I've got 2 slotted here. I've got your typical 1 by 6.25, and then this is a 0.8 by 5.5. So that's a great little size for things like, maybe outlet covers and all that kind of good jazz. So great size there. And then this is kind of the next step up, a little bit larger. Run into that plenty as well. And then, of course, your Phillips 1, 2, and 3. I don't run into 3 very often. Probably more likely to use 2 and number 1, but it's there. And then the same with posi. I don't run into a whole lot of them, but I've been noticing the times where I do, if I try and use a Phillips, it really makes a big difference having the correct bit size. So it's honestly worth just taking the extra second or two to confirm whether it's a posi or a Phillips, and then using the appropriate driver, because it saves a lot of wear and tear on the actual fastener. And then I've got a few long ones here. I'm not sure if I'm going to try and pack these with the Vito Pro Pack. We will see, but I know of a couple situations again where having the additional length to get the screwdriver away, maybe that's nice. We'll see. Either way, I've got a high quality bit from PV Swiss. These things, the machining, the toughness, durability are really, I would probably say, second to none. They're just top tier. I don't know that you're going to find a bit that's a whole lot better than what PV Swiss makes. I've got a number 2 kind of in this extra long format, which is great. I've got another number 2, which is in that closer to like 2-inch size. And then this is the 0.8 by 5.5, again slotted, also in that 2-inch size. So that's kind of what I've got there. I also have this. I might incorporate this with the tool. So, I know this is very robust and a very nice tool. I can leave it in the locked out mode, and if I'm breaking something loose, it should be fine. But if I feel like it's got more torque, then I would want to put the ratcheting mechanism under. Maybe I'll switch to something like this, and I can break it loose with this. There's nothing here to break. Absolutely solid built tool. Again, it's going to accept those 1/4-inch drive beautifully. And with that handle style, boy, you could really get a lot of extra torque on there. You can really bite down, break something loose. And then again, if I have to really tighten something down and I'm worried about the mechanism in here, maybe I switch to this. We'll see. Don't know if that's going to be the case. So going back to these, pretty well showed off everything you would want to see on these. They have a variety of different drivers, I guess, different sizes, different styles. You can get Torx, you can get Phillips, obviously slotted, posi drive, and then I believe, no, sorry, they have posi drive, Torx, slotted, Phillips. They do not have square or Robertson, which is kind of a bummer. We do run into that periodically here, where I'm at least, but for a good start, these will be fun to play with and see how these do. A little bit different shaft length there, which is interesting between the two. So very, very nice. Let's jump into these real quick. These are just a beautiful little set of precision screwdrivers. Let's see here. Oh, the other end is taped too. Should have looked. Great packaging from PV Swiss. Let's check that out. Nice little foam. I mean, actually, it's really high quality. Beautiful display, box design. I mean, they just kind of go above and beyond. So here they are. Oh man. They do have their own serial numbers on here, which is just incredible. I don't even know if it's going to show up on the camera, but they are all serialized. This is a Phillips 00. Great looking tip. It's got, looks absolutely beautiful. And then this cap, oh my goodness. I haven't used a whole bunch of different precision screwdrivers, but I've used enough to know that, man, that is probably the smoothest cap. Boy, that'll be beautiful if you want to rest that in your palm, give it a good spin. Even under pressure, it is buttery smooth. I don't even want to pull that off and figure out what they're doing, but very nice. Now, this kind of has the shape of the... Actually, it might be. I think it is. Take that back. I was going to say this. I don't know if this is the same material as the Swiss grip, but I believe it is. Feels almost a little harder, but it's actually... No. Take that back. I think it's just the size. It was a little deceptive. So, it's got that Swiss grip style to it. Again, we've got 2 different size Phillips. We've got the 00 and the Phillips 0. So I'll probably be throwing one of these in here because I can run into enough things to warrant that. And then I've got 2 different slotted. I'll have to play with those here in a second. Okay, last but certainly not least, Kiba pliers. Now, I don't know if I'm going to integrate any of these into the actual Vito MP1, but I got them because I was really curious. It's a brand. It's a new brand to DRPD. I've never seen them. I've never used them before, but they seem to be, you know, high quality, Japanese made, and they've got kind of a unique feature on some of their pliers, which I'm going to show you here with the linemen's. And it's funny, depending on the website that you look these up on, I don't know if you can see that there, but you see that brass looking ring? It is brass. Now, on some websites, I don't know if it's a translation thing or something, they call it bullet metal, but it's, I mean, think of like a casing on an actual round that's made of brass, and so that's what this is. So they've actually put in a brass sort of bearing here, and then you can see it on the side as well, right there. And that's to help provide just smooth operation, even if this starts to corrode. Now that is very smooth. Now it's not going to drop open, so it's not loose. It's not that loose. But it is absolutely buttery smooth. And my suspicion is, now there's no brass on this side of the tool. My suspicion is, with a little bit of use and time, this will probably loosen up a hair. But, man, it's kind of just, it's borderline being just right where I'd want it. I might want it a hair looser, but the smoothness of this is just absolutely beautiful. And you can kind of see there's a little bit of oil, dirty looking oil kind of pooling up there, which makes me think that over time you're going to work this in beautifully. So let's look at the jaws here. Let's see if the camera will zoom in on anything here. Come on now. You can see that it's got nice cross serrations on this model, which is absolutely great. Very well machined, looks beautiful. And you've got some nice cutters here. I'm going to do a follow-up video on these Kiba pliers, actually all of them, just to kind of show them off. We'll do maybe a quick review. We'll get some wire and we'll cut some stuff and see how these perform. But that's the lineman. Let's pull open the needle nose, because this has that different grip style that they offer. It's actually really nice. It's like a really dark blue, borderline black. Very, very nice. This also has that brass bearing in there. And I think these are considered, so any of their pliers that have that brass bearing, they consider it like their high grade. So it's their highest grade plier. These ones do not have it, but even at that, I bet these are absolutely nice. Now these are actually, yeah, these are just as smooth, and they're just a hair more loose. They're not going to flop open, but the amount of pressure required to actually open and close these is quite a bit less than the lineman. So pretty interesting. Again, jaw serrations here. Let's see if it'll... Absolutely beautiful. Got a small pair of cutters there. And this blue and yellow is just awesome. Now in the hand, feels really good. It's almost, it's pretty squared off handle style. The texture is great. It's got some grippiness to it. And I don't think that's gonna hurt if you have to apply a lot of pressure. So decent handle design. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. It's nothing like, let's pull these out here. So the Knipex, obviously, I love their their comfort grips. Great design, but you can kind of see the difference here. These are definitely more rounded, a little bit more stylized, obviously, but the Kibas, it feels effective. Maybe that should be rounded a bit more. Time will tell. It'll depend on usage and if that actually kind of digs into the hand or not, but honestly, so far feels great. And that bearing, wow, it does make it smooth. We'll see again if it loosens up with time. I would assume it would a little bit, that it's going to kind of wear in. Let's open this up real quick and then we'll wrap this up. So this is a set of plastic cutting pliers, so things like I think like zip ties, etc. And this has got that angled head to it. You see that there? Beautiful angled head. So, and it's kind of designed for obviously flush cutting something. So if you pull a zip tie tight and it's going to be staying there, you can run this right up against the head of the unit, snip it off, and you've got a nice flush clean cut. Nothing can grab that. I don't know if you guys have ever encountered this, but you cut like a zip tie off, maybe you do it with scissors or something. There's a tendency to have something hanging there, and they can get incredibly sharp. You can cut yourself open, you can cut open something else. So this is kind of designed to remedy that. You're going to cut this flush with the actual locking mechanism, and you no longer have any issues here. And that angle design, they do offer obviously like a straight. They offer a 90 on this as well, which is pretty cool. But that just kind of allows you to get into an area your offset from the actual zip tie might be handy. So this has a spring mechanism in it. Don't know if that's gonna... Makes that very nice though. These do open up due to the spring. Very nice. And it makes operation really, really comfortable. The machining on these is just, they really are top notch. I mean, they are, I'm going to say they're, we'll see with time. We'll see with time. I don't want to speak too soon, but initial impression, this is probably, a tool on par with something from Knipex. I'd have no problem saying that right now. Again, time will tell. They're all indicating they're made in Japan. They've got a cool little horse. I guess that's their logo. It's all laser etched in there. Absolutely great tools. Again, we're going to do a more in-depth dive on these in another video. So here is my tool haul from not from PB Swiss, from DRPD. Got plenty of PB Swiss in it. And again, this is going to kick off a couple of videos. One, I'm going to do a video off of this showcasing the Kiba pliers and really what those are all about. And then I want to show you guys kind of my current loadout of the MP1 from Vito, what I'm using daily at my job. And then I'm going to kind of tweak it and show you guys what I'm using now. And we'll see how it works out. We'll see if it runs a little bit better, maybe a bit more streamlined. Maybe it covers a little bit more, covers more situations for me. So hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have questions about any of this stuff or comments, please let me know. Drop them down in the comment section below. I enjoy engaging with you guys. I say that every time, but I really do mean it. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I learn a lot, and hopefully it's beneficial to others as well. So I hope you guys are all doing well. This is Garner Reviews, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.